Hello and welcome to Bruce Springsteen Guitar Lessons. Today's lesson is going to be Does That Bus Stop at 82nd Street from Greetings From Asbury Park. This is actually going to be the live acoustic version from tracks. Be sure to follow to the end of the video just in case I go through any parts that aren't in the walkthrough. So what we'll do now, let's go through the whole song and you'll see a tab appear on the screen and then come back and go through all the individual parts. So see you in a bit. Hello and welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that walkthrough. So now what I'm going to do is go through all the individual parts. Okay, so this song is in the key of G major, and let's take a look at the intro first. So what we've got is D major and G over D chord. So fret-wise 0, 4, 3, 3, and then an A minor over D chord. Okay, so fret-wise 0, 5, 5, 5, and I'm using my first finger to bar the 5th fret. Okay, so rhythm-wise we've got this. 1E and a 2 and 3E and a 4E and a 1, 2, 3, 4. So in the tab I've suggested for that second bar using triplet 16th notes, which is basically 6 notes in a beat, but that's pretty hardcore. So you don't have to do it exactly like that. I'm not even sure if Bruce is doing that exactly, but he's basically doing lots of fast strums, okay, with that A minor over D chord. So I'll play those 2 bars of the intro. Okay, so you've got 1E and a 2 and 1E and a 2 and 3E and a 4E and a 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what we're going to do now is go through the verse sections. So apart from the final verse, the first 6 bars of the first 5 verses are pretty similar. Again, with Bruce and his strumming, he does vary it up a lot, and he's always doing slight variations, but this is kind of the core patterns that he's using. Okay, so what we've got chord wise is G major, so you can either play it with your 3rd finger on the E string and then 2nd finger, 2nd fret A string, and little finger on the 3rd fret of the high E string, or you could even block out the A string with the underside of your 3rd finger. And then we've got a C major with the little finger on that E string there. Okay, so strumming wise for the first bar of the verse section we've got this 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and okay, so that second note there was actually more of a mute. Okay, so I'm kind of deadening it with my my left hand and then doing a kind of percussive strum with my right hand. So I'm going like this 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and okay, so that's down, down, up, down, down, up. And then the second bar of that, we're just simply adding another strum, just for a bit of variation, and this is roughly what Bruce does as well. So 1, 2 and 3 and 40 and a. Cool, so this is those 2 bars actually repeated twice to give you the first 4 bars of most of the verses. Okay, so 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1, 2 and 3 and 40 and a. Okay, so a little bit slower, so down, down, up, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, up. Cool, so that's the first 4 bars of the verses. And then basically you're going to do exactly the same thing. This is my suggestion anyway. So don't forget, Bruce does vary it up, but I'm going to just do my own kind of version. And this is roughly what he's doing. And occasionally he will add or take out strums, etc. So the next sort of bars 5 and 6 of the first 5 verses, you've got D to A minor 7. So A minor 7 is basically just A minor without your 3rd finger, if you're not familiar with that. And then just use the same strumming pattern. So 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1, 2 and 3 and 40 and a. Cool, so that's basically the first 6 bars of the first 5 verses. And the first 4 bars of those are in the final verse as well. So don't forget to check the song structure, which I'll also put up on the screen now. Hopefully that will help as well. This will also be in the description. Cool, so what we're going to do now is the end of the first verse. Okay, so it's a lot more strumming this end of the first verse. So you've got E minor, and then C major, and basically for the first strum use a crotchet, so downstroke, and then we've got is a kind of dead note 1, 2, and then E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, then 1, 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. So it's quite fast, and he does a lot of this kind of building up with lots of strums in this song. I think it's great. Cool. Okay, so the end of the first verse again is 1, 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1, 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E. Cool. Now what we'll do is go through the ending of the 2nd, 3rd and 5th verses. Okay, so I'm just going to show you all these kind of variations. So 2nd, 3rd and 5th verses, again, he might even change these up even further, but this will get you through the song and also sound pretty similar to the original. So the end of the 2nd, 3rd and 5th verses, same chords, E minor and C, but this time we've got different strumming. So we've got this 1, 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a. Okay, so that's down, down, up, mute, down, up. Okay, so 1 and a 2 and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, and then 1 and a 2 and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. So play that speed, that sounds really cool. Okay, so that's the end of the 2nd, 3rd and 5th verses. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is go through the ending of the 4th verse. So you've got your first 6 bars as standard, and then after that we've got these last 2 bars which go like this: down, down, up, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 40 and. Okay, so it's nice and simple. C major, down, down, up, 1, 2 and 3, 4, and then this. A kind of short, snappy C major with the rest afterwards. 1. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 40 and. So I'll show you those again. So 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 40 and. Cool, and don't forget to check the tab in the walkthrough. Don't forget you can slow it down using the cog icon in YouTube as well, because obviously the tab pops in and out quite quickly as well. Cool, so I'm also going to go through the break section. Okay, so yeah, double check the song structure as well to see where the break comes in. He does this extra kind of couple of bars. Okay, so what we've got here is a 2-bar break, and you've got a G major with a C major afterwards. Okay, now the first 2 beats go like this: 1, 2 and a. Okay, so it's 1, 2 and a. 1, 2 and a, and then the rest of the bars is the C. 3 and a 40 and a. So you got 1, 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 1, 2 and a 3 and a 40. Okay, so now what we're going to do is go through what I've called the chorus section. Okay, so what we've got is this a 9-bar pattern that only happens kind of once in the song. It starts off with the E minor. You're going to go like this: 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a. So you recognise that from earlier, that bar, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a, then C major, 1, 2 E and a 3 and a 4 and a, which we had at the end of the first verse. Okay, and then this is bar 3, which is 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Okay, so I'll show you that's third bar. This is different to the ones we've had before. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. And then you've got 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Okay, so in this section of the song it does a lot more strumming, so I've hoped to emulate that here. Okay, so I'll show you the first 4 bars of this chorus section. So you've got this. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1, 2 E and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Don't forget to get those kind of percussive soundings. It sounds really cool. Cool, and then what happens, it goes, the E minor and the C, those first 2 bars happen again. Okay, so 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1, 2 E and a 3 and a 4 and a. Cool, and then we're coming up to bar 7, which is just a G chord, and let it ring for the whole bar. And then you've got the C and the D, that kind of sort of stabby kind of chords. 1, 2, 3, and then you've got this, I put some crescendos getting gradually louder at the end of this bar. So and a 3 and a 4 and a. So you've got 1, 2, 3 and a 4 and a. Okay, and the last bar, again, a bit of a crescendo as well, on a D sus4, where he's putting a little finger on the 3rd fret of the E string. Great chord that, okay? So those last 3 bars of the chorus section go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E. Again, so don't forget to check the tab for the down and upstroke cymbals as well. Okay, so what I'll do is go through that whole 9-bar section, okay? So you've got the E minor and the C first, again strumming that we've had in previous verses. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1, 2 E and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2. Then bar 5, bar 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Cool. So this is a great song actually to build up your 16th note semi-quaver strumming. Yeah, the 1 E and the 2 E and, so it's really good because he does do a lot of kind of fast strumming. Okay, so what we're going to do now is take a look at the final verse. So the first 4 bars start off the same as we've done in our previous 5 verses. And feel free to embellish these or add or take away strums as you see fit. Bruce will randomize these occasionally as well. And then what we've got is the 2 bars of D to A minor 7 as kind of some of the other verses as well, but with different strumming. So you've got 1, 2 and 3, 4 and, so that's down, down, up, down, down, up. Then D major, down, down, up again. And then A minor 7, just 1 strum. Okay, so those 2 bars again. So these will be bars 5 and 6 of the final verse. 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4. And then this is what I've suggested. I think he's doing roughly this. Quite hard to pick out. Is E minor and the C. Bit of strumming and a bit of picking. So 1, 2 and 3, 4. Okay, so that's 1 crotchet, 2 quavers on the E and B strings, up, I've suggested, 2 downstrokes, an E minor chord, and then C major, so the penultimate bar, and then kind of pick up on the E string, then the B string, then the G string, then the D string, then the open A, and then the open G, and then kind of play the C major chord, but just from the D string. Okay, so those last 2 bars, again, this is just my suggestion. It sounds roughly what he's doing. It's quite hard to hear in this kind of, old demo kind of recording. 1, 2 and 3, 4, and then 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Cool. So those last 4 bars of the final verse, okay, so what we've got D major, 1, 2 and 3, 4, and 1, 2 and 3, 4, and then 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Of course, that's all the parts. I had quite good fun making this one. So if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Any comments or suggestions, feel free to put those in the comments section below. Also, a big thank you to all my patrons and everyone for watching. If you do want some extra content like backing tracks, guitar profiles, and don't forget all these breakdown sections will come with tab if you sign up for the Bruce Legend tier on Patreon. So that's patreon.com/Bruce Springsteen Guitar. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Cheers, bye.